my name is AK and you're watching the Swashbuckler's Arsenal. Today's video we are going to be recreating these jeans, 70s inspired. The patches I just added because these were my work jeans before and so I had some paint splashes. So we won't be doing the patches, but we will be recreating the, what I'm going to call for the rest of this video, flare. So what you're going to need for this video is pretty simple. You're going to need a pair of jeans and some fabric that you'd like to create the flare with, and of course you'll need a sewing machine and scissors and all of that stuff. I'm sure there's a way to do this without a sewing machine, but I have a sewing machine, so why make it harder for myself? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a sort of pattern on the fabric that we want to create the flare with. So I have it on a fold because we're going to need two of everything, pretty much. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you are making a flare, so it can be bigger than the pant leg, or, well, it shouldn't be smaller, but it can be bigger. And it can be whatever height you want it. These pants already flare slightly, which is helpful. So I'm just going to go up to about the point that they start flaring out. Almost to the knee, but not quite. So if you want to, you can always try these pants on and then mark them. 12 inches up is how much we're going to show, but then you need to attach the flare to the pant leg. So as high up as you want it to show, go about 2 inches higher than that and leave some space down here for a hem. And then I'm just going to chalk this shape out. And I'm going to mark where the end of the pants are so that I know when to hem it, or where to hem it, I mean. Whatever measurement you put on one side, make sure you're putting it on the other side. The next thing, you want to add seam allowance and hem. So seam allowance on these two sides, hem on the bottom, and you've already added what you need to add on here when you added the extra 2 inches. I'm just going to add 5/8 of an inch on this side. I'm going to take the pant leg from the mark where we first marked it, and I'm going to slide it over to the 5/8 of an inch marks and chalk that out again. This is just so that we're getting the same kind of shape of the pant. And then hem on the bottom, I'm just going to add an inch. And then do the same thing. Use this to keep the shape. And then I'm going to cut 4 of these out. That's your basic flare piece. So the piece that we just made would be this piece right here. Now we're going to make the ruffles, which actually don't go all the way around the fake pant leg because, well, you don't see the rest of it. So I just went from one opening to the other. So I'm going to measure about the distance that I did here. Alright, it's about 12 inches. So with the ruffle, you'll pick the length and then pick the height. And when you pick the length, you want to double it because you're going to gather it. The bottom is the longest one. So I'm going to measure 24 inches because we're going to make sure we double it because it's a ruffle. So I'm going to make them 4 inches tall. Inches is ruffle 7, 22 inches is ruffle 6, 20 inches is ruffle 5, then 18 is ruffle 4, 16 is ruffle 3. After you've hemmed all of the edges of each of the ruffles, sew a basting stitch about 5/8 of an inch down from the top. Sew the two false pant legs together 5/8 of an inch, seam allowance. Then gather and pin to the pant leg. Hem the pant leg. We have our two false pant legs, or our flares, as I said I was going to call them, but false pant leg works too. And now we're going to get the pants ready to put these in them. So what you're going to want to do, this is the outside seam right here. You're going to want to seam rip that as far up as you want the flare to be seen, because you don't want this part up here to be seen. I'm going to mark 12 inches up and then seam rip that. So I finished seam ripping this up to about 12 inches, but the next part, what I'm going to do is don't match the side seams here. Instead, we want the center of these ruffles to be matched to the side seam so that you're seeing the ruffles on the side of the leg. Make sure that the bottoms match up, and I'm going to reach in and pin this to the pant leg. Because yes, I just stitch around. I mean, there's probably a better, fancier way of doing that. I'm not better or fancy. When it comes to the actual opening, this is when I kind of just mess around, because although you could just stitch what you seam ripped down and then call it quits, when I did these ones, I folded these edges in so that they would open up, because otherwise the pant just like kind of sat like that. I'm gonna stitch these together first, and then I'll see how that lays, and if it needs to, I can fold over like so, or I can just restitch that same seam. Okay, so I put them on and they definitely flare out all by themselves. Alright, so after you're done hemming the raw edge, you're done, and you have your 70s inspired flared out jeans. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more tutorials slash upcycles slash revamping your jeans slash 70s style fashion slash whatever this video was, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more. And if you have any suggestions or requests, please comment them down below. Until next time, bye!